Hello everybody, welcome to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Today I'm going to do a bit of a review on NASCAR Heat Evolution. And to be clear before we even get started, no, this is not iRacing, this is not NR 2003, this is an arcade game. That's what console NASCAR games are. So I wanted to make that very clear. And it is definitely much better than the crap that was the Technics games for the most part. And I'll get into that a little bit more later, so without further ado, here we go. So, here we are on the track with NASCAR Heat Evolution. And the graphics, as you can see, I know they only had 8 months of development, but they're not nearly what I call up to par for 2016. And I do know for a fact that getting 40 cars on track to not have massive frame rate drops all the time and stuff is a challenge, but, oh god, I really suck at driving right now, but they're just not 2016 standard. I'd say they're about Xbox 360 maybe graphics, so the graphics, they're only going to score 5 out of 10. Just keep in mind right now this is not max settings, this is about medium high, and I've maintained a steady 60 frames per second with that, and I have yet to see any drops. So that's on my gaming laptop, so that just kind of gives you an idea of how easy it is to run this game. But yes, graphics will only score a 5 out of 10. And as far as the sounds go, these are completely inexcusable sounds for a 2016 game. And I know I might sound negative at the start of the review, but there are some good things about this game, and I'll get into that a bit later. But the sounds, I'm only going to score them a 3 out of 10. You can download DLC packs, like a Rick Allen spotter pack and whatnot, and I think they're coming out with more later. But for now, I give the sounds a 3 out of 10, and I imagine by the next game, a lot of stuff in this game will probably get redone to be put up to 2016 standard, which will be nice. But yes, sounds are a direct copy-paste from NASCAR Heat 2002, completely unchanged. So a lot of you are probably wondering about the physics. How is it? Well, they're okay. They're kind of a direct copy-paste from NASCAR Heat 2002. Very easy to pick up and play though, no matter what you're racing on, wheel or controller, and they are still fun. It is a console game, so more or less are geared around an arcade style game, as I said at the beginning. But there are a few issues with the physics. How if you go over banking transitions, sometimes it'll instantly spin you out. Tires, there's almost 0 tire fall off. I know I ran about 10 to 11 laps at Atlanta and didn't really experience any tire fall off at all. I was still able to hold about 175, 180 in the middle of the corner. But there have been slight improvements since NASCAR Heat 2002, like the drafting's a little bit better. It seems like when you're in simulation mode, the handling is a bit better than what it was in NASCAR Heat 2002, but for the most part it remains unchanged. So as far as that goes, I give the physics a 6.5 out of 10, and I will go on and say Technics did have better overall car physics for their style of games, I would say. Because they had tire fall off, the car felt a little bit more boaty, like a stock car, I guess, is kind of the word I'm looking for. But yeah, they score 6.5 out of 10 for physics. Still fun, but again, not really what I'd call a 2016 standard of a video game at this point. So then we'll move on to the user interface and whatnot from here on out. So here is the user interface, and I showed off a little bit of it in the game. It is rather easy to navigate. The only thing that really sucks is if you're in the middle of a race, you can't change your graphics settings or anything like that. And one big issue, you cannot map your controller or wheel. And I actually have to use a controller right now because I can't even get into the game because I'm not able to have my shifter hooked up on my G27 due to lack of space. And they didn't even make keyboard support for a PC game, so due to that issue alone, I'm only going to score the user interface at 6.5 out of 10, and if they don't get that patch, they're going to have serious problems, because right now there's a lot of negative reviews on Steam just because people can't even get into the game itself yet. But besides that, it is rather easy to navigate. Here's your multiplayer. Tempting to connect to network. I don't know why it's hanging. It never did. Here we go. We connected. So everything is very easy to navigate with the options and whatnot. So like I said, 6.5 out of 10 because of the controller issue, and it's still missing a couple things that we need. So yeah, the user interface is simple, easy to use, but the controller issue really does kill the score on this one. So 6.5 out of 10 for user interface. So if you have a G27, make sure your shifter's hooked up so you can even get into the game. And if you have an Xbox controller or something of that style, you won't have any problems getting in. But if you have anything else, like a Driving Force GT or anything like that, don't expect to be able to get into the game right now until it's patched. So make sure you watch for that. So I'm going to review online, and online is actually a very strong suit for this game. The online netcode, I would say, is even better than the NR2003 netcode. I know, what, right? But yeah, the online is very solid. You can beat and bang and not really worry about killing each other. And then when you're on the bigger tracks, if you slam into somebody, you will go upside down. So, or whatever happens to you. So yeah, online netcode is very, very stable, and I'm very impressed. Eutechnics could never even get close to getting online right. Eutechnics, if you got within 2 car lengths of somebody, you'd be warping off each other. This game, you can race door to door, absolutely no problem at just about any track. But the reason why I'm only going to score this an 8 out of 10 is because there is no online chat, unless if you're on a TeamSpeak with somebody, no online chatter, no online cautions, and it is very hard for a league to set up a race because as soon as somebody enters the game, the counter starts at 60 seconds and counts down. The host has no control of when the session starts at all. So I just wanted to be clear about that. That is why I'm only rating it an 8 out of 10, but the netcode a very good base, and I hope in the next game that they are able to expand in the online features because they have a very good solid online base here with their netcode and everything. So definitely an 8 out of 10, and like I said, it only gets that because of what I just mentioned. So next we will be moving on to the career mode. Career mode in this game, very lacking. And I understand it's their first game back in 13 or 14 years actually, so that's why. But there's really not much to the game. As you can see, you buy each one of these levels, but all it does is upgrade your car. You have absolutely no management whatsoever. All you do is race, make money, get a sponsor, and buy your upgrade for the car, as you can see right here with your investment options. But you do not do anything else. There is no pit crew to hire. There's nothing. Career mode is very bland. It's basically just an advanced season mode, and due to that, career mode is only going to score a whopping 6 out of 10. So career mode fairly weak. It is a good baseline. See, next year, when I look at NASCAR Heat 2002 versus Daytona, Dirt to Daytona, sorry, career mode was crazy good in Dirt to Daytona. So hopefully by their next game they have a very in-depth career mode, because I can see the baseline here, but it's not quite there yet. In Dirt to Daytona, you could actually risk going bankrupt if you had a bad couple races here and there. And if you totaled your car, your cup car, you'd be out hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it was very, very fun in Dirt to Daytona. It was a consistent challenge no matter how good your team is. But on here, it is not really a challenge, besides the fact that your car starts off slow because you need to buy upgrades. There's no other challenge of management or anything. You just show up, drive, and buy upgrades. So career mode's only going to get a 6 out of 10. So now we move on to the artificial intelligence, another very strong suit in this game. Might have cranked up difficulty too much for Talladega. Hope I don't lose the draft here. But anyway, the AI are awesome. I'm going to score the AI a 9 out of 10. They do have a couple quirks here and there. They are kind of like the original NASCAR Heat AI, but if you compare this to like the NASCAR Thunder games and the original Heat games and stuff, these AI are fantastic. As you can see, they're fanning out 3x3 all the way through here at Talladega Super Speedway. And at the regular tracks like Atlanta, they fan out and use multiple lanes, and sometimes they even try to block you and whatnot during the end of the race. AI is very good. One of the best I've ever seen in any NASCAR game, to be quite frank with you. So if you're looking for a fun offline racer, you found it right here. Yeah, definitely 9 out of 10 for the AI. The only complaint I have with them is if you hit them, they're kind of like bricks sometimes, so they're sometimes almost impossible to wreck unless you hit them really, really hard. So overall, this game gets a vote of 62% for me on average with all my scores put together. I know that doesn't sound very high, but it's still a solid game, don't get me wrong. If you want to pick up a game, have some fun with it, NASCAR Heat Evolution can definitely do that for you. The only reason why it does score a bit lower is because we know what is possible in NASCAR games, I think, and there are still those few quirks that make this game still feel like a game from 2002. So for that, if the game is only a $35 or $40 game, I'd definitely give it a bit of a higher rating, I think, but right now we're all shelling out $60 for this, and is it worth $60? No. Is it worth $40? Yes. So wait for a sale, buy it when it goes down to $40, and I think you'll have a good time with it. Thank you all for watching this review, and I hope you have a good one, and hopefully I'll get some more GTA Let's Plays up for the people that still watch my channel and whatnot, so we'll see you next time, and goodbye, everybody.